Hi everyone, and welcome to this webinar. I'm Nestor from the Study Abroad portal, and I'm going to be moderating this session brought to you by the American Business School of Paris and called Doctor of Business Administration at the American Business School of Paris for Managers on a Quest for Excellence. Today we're going to hear about this program, the Doctor of Business Administration, also about some admission procedure, and this is going to be followed by an interactive Q&A. So I encourage you to type down any questions you might have in the Q&A section. And joining us today and acting as the presenters, we have Dr. Fadi Fadel, Dean of the American Business School of Paris, and Dr. Wendell Seaborn, Dean of the Franklin University. Hi, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hi, Nestor. Are you doing well this morning?
Yes, we're doing very good here in Barcelona. And now, before we start the presentation, we're going to show a video, so I hope you enjoy it.
We are thrilled that more than 150 of you have joined us from Europe, Asia, Africa, the US to meet and celebrate together. This is an ABS Paris team achievement, and in particular, it is your achievement as ABS Paris alumni.
We simply want our students to achieve their goals and enrich the world. So it is quite fitting that our partnership is born at a time like this today, where you're being awarded, many of you, a master's degree.
See that the courses are listed, and it talks about how you can use these courses to enhance your abilities in your work. Things you learn today, you can use tomorrow.
And this activation key is a key to the future of ABS. We need you to stay connected with us. We need you to be engaged into the school, and we need you to just help yourself to go through your career.
Okay, I for one enjoyed this video, but as we could see, we did have the presenters in this video, so what I'm going to do is enable them to now speak about this program. So, Dr. Fadel, I'm giving you the presenter role so that you can navigate, and thank you both for being here. I hope everyone enjoys this presentation.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Actually, I'm very pleased to discuss and to present this program of Doctorate of Business Administration to all who would be interested in this kind of program, the postgraduate program. Actually, the partnership with the Franklin University is very strategic because thanks to this partnership, we have succeeded to launch a dual degree program. So this Doctorate of Business Administration is a dual degree program with Franklin University, based on what we have heard and listened from business leaders in Europe, in Asia, and the Middle East, who are seeking nowadays colleagues, partners, educators with a higher level of skill than ever before. So that's why when we were discussing with our colleagues at Franklin University, the purpose is not only to launch, but to figure out a doctorate program which is already implemented at Franklin University and offer it to the ABS Paris prospects, candidates, in order to earn more, I would say, working knowledge based on the latest business research. So that's why I would say in Europe, it's the only dual degree program allowing the students at the end of the 3 years to earn a doctorate from Franklin University in Ohio and a doctorate degree from the American Business School of Paris. So our goal, our purpose is to accompany our students, our alumni, our prospects in order to earn more and more working knowledge, more and more proficiency in business, and a commitment to personal and organizational growth. So this is, I would say, the outcomes, the general outcomes of our doctorate. My colleague Dane Seaborn will share with you more about the academic outcomes and more about the content of this program. So Wendell, if you may present a little bit more about the content of our Doctorate of Business Administration program.
Thanks, Hadi. I appreciate that good introduction. In fact, as you were talking about the strategic plan that we put together for us to partner on this, it reminds me of why we started the doctoral program in the first place. We found that there were about 3 groups of persons who were interested in expanding their knowledge. It was those who wanted to teach at the university level and wanted the doctoral credential to be able to teach, and those who wanted to have the top executives who wanted to have greater business acumen. But they wanted to increase their writing, their research, and their communications, their presentation skills. So we put our program together to meet those needs. And then we had a smaller group, but those who wanted the credentials so they could do some consulting work as well. And so we designed our program, and when you and I first met at the IACB conference and we struck up a conversation, you just seemed to be the perfect partner for us for this to be in Europe, and your enthusiasm, your energy was just unbounded, and we were very anxious to partner with you for this, so I appreciate all those things. We are accredited by 2 accrediting bodies, the Higher Learning Commission, which in the United States is our regional accrediting body, and then, as I mentioned, the IACB, the International Accreditation Council for Business Education, of which both of our institutions belong, also accredits our business programs. And so we are able to afford both of those accreditations so our students know that they're getting a very quality product whenever we're out there educating them. It's been an extremely popular program here in the U.S. This was a picture from our first cohort residency day. Although the program here in the U.S. is designed to be completely online as far as the classwork and the learning, we do have an opportunity for our students to gather twice during the program for 1 day each time. This was the first day, and you can see the number of students here were about half the students that participated that day. The remainder were online. So it's been a very popular program. It's growing constantly. In fact, I wanted to share some numbers. The enrollment that we've had to date, we've had over 150 students that have registered in the program. This was a week ago. Our registration actually began yesterday, and we had about 40 new students register for the fall term yesterday in the domestic programs. But you can see we're over half of those who apply to the program end up joining the program and becoming registered students with us and starting their studies. And for those that might be familiar with conversion rates in higher education, over 50% of your students coming into the program after they've applied is fantastic. It's a very high number, so we're very pleased with that. And you can also see we've had a lot of inquiries. So I just wanted to share this so that those that are watching may know this is a very popular program. It's a well-respected program, and it's had a great response in the not quite 2 years since we've launched the program. Our students in the U.S. come from all over the United States. You can see all the gray-colored states. We have students from those locations. And for those of you that might not be familiar with where Columbus, Ohio is, which is the headquarters for Franklin University, and where I'm sitting right now, I might add, we're about 1/4 of the way from the East Coast moving west. You can see the little OH there in the state. It's at the top up by one of the lakes, one of the Great Lakes. You can kind of see where we're located, where I am right now as we're talking, just to give you an idea so that you can relate to where I am, where you are, where the university is located, sort of the regional area that we serve. Well, let's talk about the program itself. We've got courses designed to address all the needs that the students have expressed that they want to learn about as they go through a doctoral program. And it is a doctoral level program. You know, it's not like earning a second master's degree. It's actually very research oriented. There's a lot of research the students will do. And so you need to realize that coming into the program that this will actually take your skills to the next level. You'll learn new research skills. You'll be able to dig down and drill down into problems that you face at the workplace and come up with brand new solutions you might not have thought about before. And that's why it's been such a popular program with those who are serving as top executives. But as you see this flow of programs, there's 2 courses each term, and we're sharing the responsibility of teaching that between the ABS Paris faculty and between the Franklin University faculty. We each teach some of these courses as we go along. But you can see I've kind of color-coded these. You can see what we call the research core, which is where your research skills really increase, in the kind of peach-colored boxes. And then we have the major area courses in the blue boxes, where we would take different management topics, and they would be the focus of those courses. And then the gray boxes are the elective areas, those that add to the knowledge that the students want to make sure that they understand and they know when they get through a doctoral program. When you finish all that coursework, which takes a 2-year period, and we do 3 terms per year, and so in 2-year time period, you finish all your coursework and you're ready to start writing your dissertation. And we're using what we call an embedded dissertation process, so you are able to do your research in your chosen topic area along the way as you're going through the coursework. This gives you a huge head start when you get ready to start your dissertation. Often, and in my own program, when I did my doctoral studies, I did all my coursework, then I started my dissertation, but I was starting from scratch on my dissertation. You're basically having done your literature review during your coursework, and that'll cut off a good 6 or 8 months out of your study time. So you take your comprehensive exam, and then you would do 3 semesters worth of dissertation writing, finish your dissertation, and then as the picture shows, you get to wear that fancy tam at graduation, and the doctor hat, as a lot of people call that, and you'll be finished. You'll be able to use doctor in your title, and you'll have that credential. Excuse me for the cough right there in the middle of all this. But I also want to talk a little bit about the comprehensive exam process, because that sometimes scares students to think about that. They've heard something that maybe makes them think that it's very difficult, it's a very onerous process. They're a little bit worried about it. And so what we do is we post questions on the website for the course, and you have access to those at just after midnight between Sunday and Monday of whichever week it is you're taking the comprehensive exams. Then you have a full week to research the questions, to do your writing, to edit your answers, to proofread it, to make sure everything is just like you want it to be. And then you submit it to the Dropbox, and that will be graded, and that's your comprehensive exam. This is not one of those, we don't lock you into a computer lab for 6 hours on a Saturday and make you write all your answers from memory, which are how a lot of doctoral programs do their comprehensive exams. That describes mine exactly, as a matter of fact. We don't want to test your memory. We want to test your ability to do research, to write, and to finalize your thoughts, to lead your reader to a conclusion. So we've designed our comprehensive exam a little bit different so that we can do that. And so I hope that allays some fears that maybe people have about comprehensive exams and some of the horror stories that you've heard in the past. Let's go through a little more detail of the program flow. The courses in the first term, you can see we have a short colloquium, which is an orientation. It's a 3-week course. Then we have 2 12-week courses, which are staggered so that you're able to concentrate on one course, then do 2 courses, and then finally end up finishing with the second course as a standalone as well. As you can see, I said that the instructor would be from a Franklin faculty for the English 800 course, which is a writing foundations course. But the first management course, an instructor would come from ABS Paris, from their faculty. And so they have faculty that are equally trained to the faculty that Franklin University has. They're all doctorally qualified. They all hold their doctorates. And they take our seminars so that they're thinking about doctoral education in a Franklin way, if you'll allow me to use that term. But then you can see when those courses end, you move on, you move to the second term, you take a research methods and design and another management course. Continuing then through the program, you would see that there's more management courses along the way, and those are shared between the two schools again. And then we get to what some people are also get very concerned about is the statistics portion. There are some who math causes them some anxiety. They're a little worried about that. What we have done is we've designed a short 6-week introduction to statistics course, which will allow the student to become very immersed in statistics. They will know that they are able to perform the work, and then we move into a 12-week statistics course where you learn about the different ways that you can use statistics to prove or disprove your theories. And so that's really what the role of statistics is in a doctoral program, is to prove that what you thought was going to happen is indeed what happened, or you prove that that isn't what's going to happen. Either way is acceptable, and so we want you to be able to use the statistics to do that. Again, some people get a little bit concerned about the statistics and the use of the math. We want to allay your fears that that is not a concern. We walk you through that process very easily as we progress through the courses. And then again, more courses to follow that, more management courses, and then you would move into the last term. You would take that second colloquium, which is to prepare you for your dissertation, for your research, for writing, and then finish up with the last courses that you would need to earn the number of credit hours. So having finished all of that, we get to the 7th term where you would take your comprehensive exam, as we've already talked about, and you would begin writing your dissertation. Now, at this point, you would have a dissertation committee, which you have nominated from qualified faculty, and you will be working with those 3 faculty members for the duration of your dissertation. They are the ones that will guide you through the dissertation. They will help you in determining the breadth and the depth of your dissertation topic, the research topic question that you have. They will help you through the writing. They will help you through defending that is presenting your findings. And they will be the ones that sign off on your degree and congratulate you for entering the world of being a doctor. And believe me, that's a great feeling, a feeling like almost no other you will ever experience in your educational journey. But you will become very closely knit with that dissertation committee, and you will work with them as a unit, and they will help you through this entire process. So again, those that have never done doctoral studies, you might be concerned about getting through this, the difficulty, the technical aspects, but someone is there to help you all along the way. Just want you to be able to understand that. So, Fadi, if you would, I'm going to turn it back to you, let you talk about some of the admissions requirements, what they might do to get involved in the program,
Indeed.
And get them started.
Okay, thank you, Wendell. Actually, what you said is very relevant, and it already gives me the will to sign up for this program. Since I'm PhD holder, but I'm really aware about the very useful outcomes of the DBA, which are more oriented, practical research, professional corporate research, and it's very interesting. I would like a little bit maybe to highlight the 6 outcomes of the DBA program. With Dean Seaburn, we have seen more about the content of this program. So why you should do a DBA program, what you will earn, what you will gain at the end of this program. I would say we have 6 major outcomes. First, to achieve the tactical and strategic goals through strong organizational leadership is very important to earn these tactical and strategic goals. Second, to drive business innovation and improvement, which is very important. Not only entrepreneurs are the experts in innovation, but executives, managers, consultants are involved as well. Create a culture of effectiveness, and I think that this outcome is very important, since now in the international business, international management, we are evolving in a global world. So more and more we have consultants, executives, managers, colleagues who are DBA holders in North America, and they are dealing with other colleagues in Europe and Asia. So the business leaders are seeking for DBA holders who can ensure them about these top skills in management in order to deal with their colleagues who are based in North America and South America and who are DBA holders. So it's very important to create this culture of effectiveness. Fifth goal is to understand and manage organizational responsibility and integrity, very important. And then at the end, to position yourself as a leader in business or as a business educator. And it's very important because we have many of our faculty members who are signing up for this program because to evolve in a business school, in university, in engineering school, art school, it's very important to have these skills based on research, practical research, and having this critical thinking, the high level of the critical thinking. So it's very important to highlight these goals, what you will be able to do at the end of the DBA program. Now, coming to the admission requirements, so actually this is a DBA program, a doctorate, so which requires to have at least a master's degree. In Europe, we can say master second year, an MBA, master's degree, MSc, etc. To have a very relevant experience in connection with business and management. Here we are saying about 1 and 5 years of experience. Having 1 or 2 years experience in very relevant field in business such as a bank or a company or corporate is very relevant and can be considered as a very good point. Having a GPA of 3.0. In the European system, maybe we don't have the equivalent, but we have a committee from Franklin University and from the American School of Paris to assess the grades and to compare with the academic requirements in the US. Working knowledge of English, verbal and written skills, which is very important for the non-English native speakers. And it's very important to have this, I would say, ability to understand, to interact, to write, to present, and having adequate technical ability for online learning. And this is very interesting because actually, as the Seaburn noticed, the DBA program at Franklin University is 100% online. At ABS Paris, it's, I would say we have 2 plans. First plan, it can be 100% online as it is at Franklin University, but what we do have is more a hybrid program, which means that we have a part which is face-to-face, handled by our faculty members, the doctors who are teaching at ABS Paris, and trained by the faculty members at Franklin University regarding the platform and the outcomes of the courses. So it's very important to have this hybrid, I would say, approach, allowing the students to be in contact face-to-face with the faculty, with the researcher, and between them. This, I would say, is possible, which doesn't mean that if the candidate is based in the Middle East or in Germany or in Asia, that they will not be able to sign up for another program, because we have a backup plan, which is the 100% online learning program. Wendell, would you take over?
Sure. Let's see. Let me see if I can advance. Here we go. Do you want to talk about this, creating the account and the application process?
Actually, yes. Since the student will be the student at Franklin University and at the same time at the American School of Paris, so it's very important to have, I would say, this contact with the 2 universities. So first of all, the applicant who is interested in applying to this program, our manager of admissions will contact him or her, and they will give them the link to sign up and to create an account at Franklin University. And then we will coach the applicants in terms of documents required in the application process. And then we have an interview with the candidate in Paris through Skype or another online way of doing the interview. And then, you know, with the documents which will be downloaded on Franklin platform through our colleague who is the admission manager, Mrs. Mazar, and the interview. So the decision will be sent to the candidate about his or her admission in the program.
Okay. Thanks, Fadi. And we just want to emphasize one last time how well supported we have put together a network for our students. Each student will be supported by an academic advisor. That's someone to talk to you about the registration process, how to make sure you're signed up for classes, making sure that you're getting into the right classes. Be a faculty advisor, which is someone who you can turn to with any question you have at any time. You can ask them about courses. You can ask them about career aspirations. You can ask them about how your design for your research is going, how you should be thinking about your questions, any of those kinds of questions that you have. We also have a classroom professor in each case. Some of those will be Franklin University faculty, some will be ABS Paris faculty, and you have that classroom professor that will always be available to you to answer questions about the courses as you go through them. We also have research librarians, which are assigned to help our doctoral students. So if you're having trouble with your research, you need somebody to help you find some journal articles, or you want to find out more information about your chosen topic, someone is there to help you get through that process. We have a program chair for our DBA, which coincidentally is me, and I also am the Dean of Doctoral Studies, so I guess I fill two of these roles. But I am always available to our doctoral students to answer any of their questions, to help them over hurdles, to help them find the answers that they're looking for. And I know that Dean Fadel is the same way. He's always available. He has more energy than any one man I think I've ever met to deal with issues that come up and to answer questions that students might have.
I'm taking this energy from you, Wendell. It's very important.
Good. I'm glad I'm able to help you out. And then finally, all your fellow students are there to support you as well, globally. Students in the U.S., students in Paris, in France, in Germany, in the Middle East. I mean, all the places that Fadi mentioned potential students could come from. We keep our students connected together and try to support each other completely as they go through these programs. We never want you to feel like you're alone as you go on this journey, and so that's why we put together this great set of support network. Then finally, here on this last page of our slides, we've got the contact information for those that would be your most important contacts you'd need to make. Again, whether it's for admissions, if you have questions on academics, my name is there, as well as Sarah, who is the Associate Dean at the ABS Paris, can answer questions about that. The career, if you have career questions, someone there at ABS that you can contact, and then again, Fadi's name and email address at the bottom. So if between these 5 persons we can't answer your question, we will find out the person who can, and we will get you an answer. And with that, I guess, Fadi, if you have any other thoughts, or maybe we're ready to open it up for the questions and answers.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we have presented a little bit the program, the content, the outcomes, why doing a DBA, what does mean the dual degree, the 2 doctorates coming from the US, from Europe. Now we are open to answer all the questions, and I'm very grateful for you, Wendell, to be really available and to do this webinar with me from the US.
Thanks, Fadi.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. That was a very good presentation and very well presented. I was following from the background, and I was checking some of the information that some of the numbers that you were sharing about enrollment, Dr. Seaborn, and yes, they are impressive. I was really impressed, like 50% of people were actually enrolling. That was actually very good statistics.
Thanks.
And now I really enjoyed the presentation, but as we were saying, this is now the equator of the webinar. We're now going to go to the Q&A. And we already have some questions submitted. I just wanted to remind everyone watching that you can now type in your questions in the Q&A section. I will read them out loud so that Dr. Fadel and Dr. Seaborn can now answer them verbally. And Dr. Seaborn, you mentioned the applied statistics course. And we have someone that was wanting to inquire a little bit further. Could you maybe further explain? He was asking what topics exactly are covered in the applied statistics course.
Okay. Because statistics is so useful in the doctoral studies, and like I said, it's how you prove your theories, your hypotheses, if you will. We'll take you through all that process, and we begin at the very beginning. We have designed our program assuming you are not coming in already an expert in statistics. So we will cover as simple things as, you know, what's a mean, what's a mode, what's the median number. We will also talk about variance. We'll talk about standard deviations. We will talk about some of the higher order detailed work that statistics can do. We will talk about how to do simple regression. We'll talk about analysis of variance, some of those statistical functions. We also use a tool called SAS to do our statistics work, and SAS does most of that work for you. So we're not trying to teach you the details of how to do it. We just want to make sure that we teach you enough that you understand where the numbers are coming from so that you can explain them once you've done your research, once you've proven your hypotheses. And so, for example, if you're writing a journal article as a follow-up, you're able to discuss statistics to the depth and the detail that you can explain where the numbers come from without having to actually sit down with pen and paper and do the numbers themselves.
Dr. Seaburn, that sounds very considerate for the students. I was a student not so long ago, and that really sounds very nice.
Thank you,
If we will proceed now, we have another question. Let me navigate here. As an ABS student, will we also have access to advisors at Franklin University?
Absolutely. You will.
Actually, the students are both. There are students at the American School of Paris and students at Franklin University, Ohio, which means that they will get, I would say, the student card from Franklin and from ABS Paris. And if they would like to go to Columbus, to Ohio, to work during their vacation on Franklin campus, it's possible. And they will be, I would say, involved in the Alumni Network of Franklin University at the end of that DBA. So when we have figured out with Dean Seaburn and the other colleagues of Franklin this dual degree program, it's really the big advantage of having these both, I would say, institutions partnering and allowing the students to have the both advantages of each institution.
Right. I agree absolutely, Fadi. In fact, I think you're right. That is one of the big advantages to the students who might come into this program through the ABS Paris partnership.
Yeah.
That sounds like there is a very strong partnership and collaboration between both universities, and that is lovely. Now we have someone asking about more of the practicality, someone asking more about the school fees and possibility of scholarships.
Okay. So regarding the fees, it's the whole program is 34,000 euros, but it's not to be paid once. It can be installed. The installments are on 3 years. The first year is about 12,000 euros. The second year, 12,000 euros, and third year, 10,000 euros. So it's, I would say, fair fees regarding a dual degree program, American degree and European one. And since it's really, it reflects our engagement and our will to succeed in this partnership, in this program. So we are not figuring out now scholarship, because, you know, it requests to at least be in school for 1 year in general. So that's why now we are launching it. We are not now figuring out scholarships or financial aid at the beginning. It might be possible in the upcoming years, but compared to other DBA programs in the US, which can be $60,000 US or 80,000 or even 100, it's really reasonable, and all our faculty are engaged to be in this program, and that's why, you know, we are not suggesting and proposing now the financial aid.
Okay. Thanks a lot for that answer, Dr. Fadel. Before we proceed, I would like to remind everyone that's watching that we are now, I'm just now opening a poll in the background. This is a very simple poll, but it will help us a lot in the procedure of the future post-webinar. This poll is just 3 simple questions, and I would like, please, everyone to be answering them very quickly. I'm going to leave that in the background. I'm going to proceed with the Q&A, because we do have more questions coming in. We have someone asking, what companies do students usually work with after completing the DBA program at Franklin?
Well,
can you share a little bit more information about your alumni network or the students who are already enrolled in the program? Where are they working? What are their positions, etc.?
Yeah, we actually have students who are from a middle management tier to top executive tier. Our students work at small private companies to very large multinational companies to governments to universities. I can't really answer the question of where do they get jobs after they finish their DBA because our program is relatively new. I said, we're just in the second year of it. We have 3 students that are in dissertation phase now, 2 of whom we anticipate graduating, finishing in December and graduating in January from the program. Those students are currently already work. One is an executive in a call center environment for a company here in Ohio. One is located in Georgia, which is a state further south in the United States, and works for the federal government in an executive director's role. And one is an educator at a community college in the very western end of Pennsylvania, very near Ohio. And so they're in very different fields, but all the major companies here in Central Ohio, we have representatives from all of those, and we have everybody from a chief operating officer through a chief financial officer. We have chief marketing officers. Then we have those who are at the director level, executive director level, and all of those functions as well, plus operations. We have some top executives from our local electric company, our electric utility company. So we have a whole host of persons who are already working. And so our anticipation is that our students generally will just continue working in their careers. Some will make a change, but many of them are just going to continue working in the careers they're already in.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dr. Seaborn. And Dr. Fadel, is it the same from your side, from the American Business School of Paris?
Absolutely. I would add maybe other types of persons interested in this program who are the consultants and the entrepreneurs and many educators in the business field, in the engineering field, who are interested in earning high skills in education, in management, in business, statistics, in critical thinking in order to evolve in their education career. So this is very important in terms of career opportunity, in career evolution, career perspective, and this degree is offering all these advantages thanks to, of course, Franklin prestigious program postgraduate, and to the European implementation through the ABS Paris.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dr. Fadel. We do have another question. What is the average age of the DBA students?
I would say maybe Wendell can answer this question through his experience. I would notice our expectation. It would be the age would be between 28 and no limit.
That's actually an excellent answer, Fadi, because our younger students are late 20s, 27, 28 years old, and our oldest student is 78 years old.
Okay.
Now, granted, those are the two extremes. Most of our students probably fall between 35 and 50 years old. But we do have from late 20s through late 70s the spectrum of students that we have.
Okay, thanks a lot, doctors, for your answer. We do have some people that might have joined later because the admissions process, I believe, was partially covered, but maybe could we do a little bit of recapitulation of the admissions process?
Sure. I would say, first of all, the admissions manager at the ABS Paris, Ms. Mazar, will contact the prospects or the applicants in order to coach them to create an account at the Franklin platform. And then she's going to accompany them in submitting the documents, as I noticed. And among these documents are the master's degree, having a master's degree, an MBA, and MSc, etc., having relevant years of experience in management and business. It could be between 1 and 5 years at least. and having the English proficiency, and which is a requirement, normal requirement in terms of interacting, of writing, etc. And having good skills in the online education, because we have the courses which are taught and offered by the Franklin faculty member, they are taught online.
Okay, thanks a lot. And I guess since we don't have any other questions, this must mean all the information was delivered. I did feel the presentation was very good. So I want to thank everyone for being here. Thanks, Dr. Fadel and Dr. Seaburn. I will ask for any closing comments if you may have.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Seaburn, if you also have any other closing comments or ideas that you would like to share?
Yeah, I just want to once again reiterate how great a partnership that we've been able to strike between Franklin University and ABS Paris. They are actually turning out to be the perfect partner for us in moving this to Europe. So hopefully any students, anyone that's watching that's interested in this program will give serious consideration to the ABS Paris dual degree program, and we look forward to having them as students for our joint partnership.
Maybe I would add something to what Dean Seaburn noticed, and really it's very relevant and interesting what he just said. Actually, the ABS Paris is a very multicultural business school. In France, we are ranked among the first international business schools, since we are welcoming in our graduate and postgraduate programs students coming from more than 70 different countries, 7 different nationalities. And this international atmosphere is not only on campus, it's, I would say, extended to the online education, it's extended to the Doctorate of Business Administration. So that's why we are aiming to attend people, prospects interested in this program coming from everywhere. No limit for knowledge, no limit for earning new skills, no limit for signing up in this program. So don't hesitate. Please contact us, and we'd be more than happy to accompany you, to orient you, and to let you signing up for the Doctorate of Business Administration, which is a dual degree program, a doctor's degree from Franklin University, and a doctor's degree from the American Business School of Paris. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. And for everyone watching, remember that once you close these applications, you will find the application webpage of the Franklin University and from the American Business School of Paris. And maybe you need some time to think about this, but I was for once convinced. So I want to thank everyone here, and I will see you in the next webinar. This is Nestor signing off.